I'm Leanna Haakons, and you're watching Market 1 Minute. We're here today with Yukon Premier Darrell Pasloski. Thanks for being here, Darrell.
Hi, Leanna. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Great to have you. Why don't we start off a bit by you telling us about the geological potential in the Yukon? What is going on there this year, and what do we have to look forward to?
Well, Yukon has a great mineralization diversification. We have many different minerals in very high grades. We have gold, silver, lead, zinc, copper, nickel, iron, molybdenum, tungsten, platinum, selenium. So there's a great assortment of minerals, which in the end is very good for rounding out our portfolio.
And there's been a lot going on in the gold space too. Some have said that it's potentially the second gold rush going on in the Yukon right now. Tell us more about that.
Yes, through 2010, 2011, we had a tremendous gold rush. 2011, we had over 114,000 claims staked. As a result of that, there's some pretty exciting things that are going on. We have Canada's only Carlin-style gold deposit. Occurs, it's ATAC Resources Rackla project. And we've got some exciting stuff happening in the Tantina Trench as well, where there's a number of projects and mines already. Donlin Creek, Pogo, Fort Knox, Western Copper and Gold's Casino project, Victoria Gold, but Yukon's portion of the Tantina Trench is still highly underexplored.
And how does that tie in with what's going on with First Nations in terms of environmental impacts and their focus on what's going on in the Yukon, and how does that affect developments in the mining space?
Well, we're at the vanguard of land claims in Canada. There's 14 First Nations in Yukon. 11 of them have land claims, and that in itself creates a lot of certainty that Yukon has that other jurisdictions don't, where First Nations haven't ceded and surrendered their Aboriginal right and title. So really, the companies that are here with us today at Cambridge House all have partnerships with the First Nations in their area. First Nations, the mining industry is First Nations' largest employer over many years, and they all have development corporations that are very active and keen to get involved in the mining economy.
And well, of course, we are at an investors conference today. Tell us about some stability in the Yukon for investors and where we should be looking for 2015 for some buying opportunities and areas to make money.
Well, Yukon is a great place. It's underdeveloped in terms of exploration, but there is some really great projects out there. We're very geopolitically stable. It's a government that has strong policy supporting this industry. We work with industry, and we listen to them when we go out and talk to where we should go to talk to investors. We've built up great infrastructure. There's a great service industry around the mining in Yukon, and right now I can tell you that the companies in Yukon have some money in their pocket, and they're all excited about getting back out in the field early this year.
And leading into that, let's talk about power a little bit. Obviously, there's some very remote projects in the Yukon, and how is the province supporting development for power for junior mining and exploration companies? How can they support that business to provide that?
Well, Yukon's, over 95% of all the electricity consumed in Yukon has come from hydro. But we're starting to get to our limits on that. We've now moved ahead with replacing backup diesel generators with LNG. And there are some projects in Yukon like Wellgreen's Platinum project and Western Copper and Gold's Casinos project that are looking at using LNG for their projects. So if we can, with us moving ahead now, helps to create a primary supply chain. We're also upgrading our transmission infrastructure. We're working with Alaska at a possible transmission grid from Southeast Alaska. And our biggest project for energy is that we're moving forward in the planning stage for a brand new dam, which really will provide that reliable, renewable, price predictable power that industry really wants.
And how about transportation to these remote areas? Is there things that are being done to improve that side of it as well?
Yeah, unlike the other two territories, we have about 5,000 kilometers of maintained roads. We have access to 3 ice-free deepwater ports. This year, we're putting a record capital budget in transportation in place. We're working on telecommunications. We're working on the regulatory and permitting side and trying to keep the road as straight and as we can, and we're also investing in education with the creation of the Center for Northern Innovation in Mining, which helps train Yukoners for the jobs that industry says that they need.
That's excellent. So what would you say are the top 3 things that we should look for as investors or people just interested in what's going on in the Yukon for developments for 2015?
Well, I think the continued growth and sizing up a number of these projects. We have projects that are now in the assessment phase, such as the Western Copper and Gold's Casino project. We have Victoria Gold, who's already through the assessment phase. We have a number of projects that are at the high levels of exploration right now. You know, I don't want to pick one over another. They're all very important projects. I believe that you know, we're a very stable jurisdiction that supports the industry. It's our primary industry, and it's very important to us to work with industry to explain to investors why Yukon is a great place for them to invest.
Well, you've given us a lot to look at for the new year, and we're very excited to have you here today. Thanks for joining us, Darrell.
It was a pleasure, Leanna.
I'm Leanna Haakons, and thank you for watching Market 1 Minute.